Hello traders, this is a DAX recap video for Wednesday, March the 20th, and I am recording it before the FOMC statement, because that statement could make a news-driven move, and if something really epic happens, I will do another short video that you will have in the morning for prep. For Thursday prep. So about this day today, so this was the chart that was posted before the morning with morning notes, and we got today much different day than yesterday, because yesterday I have shown this picture on Twitter. Yesterday, right from the open market showed strength. They gone to the main resistance, and today for visual reasons I have split this main resistance that was wider zone yesterday, but now we have yesterday high for today and smaller main resistance up there, but everything from 805 to 850 should be considered as resistance. So yesterday was a big up move that from here was additionally moved with the economic sentiment news, and today we had quite the opposite, and again it was a combination of technical and news driven reasons. Yesterday market in the US was also showing some, again, intermarket divergences. As you can see, this was the closing prices of Tuesday in America. So S&P was basically unchanged, Nasdaq positive like 0.3, and Russell almost 0.6% negative, and Russell is still leading to the downside, still is the weakest of them all in US. And now let's go to the chart and observe what was the opportunities for us. So this was the pre-market range from here, pre-market low, to here. This is the pre-market high. At first I made a mistake thinking that pre-market high is this there, but then I have corrected that and posted the right pre-market high on Twitter. So in the morning notes I said about this zone here, pre-market support, that it could be more interesting than this minor zone, because it has pre-market low near as a confluence. And after the open, market was opened here at this line. This is the 9 a.m. Market was here testing this minor zone, and look where the previous cash close is. Now market is testing this zone and immediately going down. What does that say to you? It is the show of weakness, because market really made a very small effort by this moving to the upside in pre-market to fill that gap. And yesterday, when previous cash close was here, market opened here, immediately closed the gap because it was very close, and then moved higher. Now gap was quite high above the price, and market should really travel like 70 points to the previous cash close, and they didn't. They just fell down immediately. And market came off from the larger time frame resistance, and it is clearly visible here, as said in the previous video, zone that haven't been tested from October last year, and also bearish divergence visible on 4-hour chart and on daily chart, and bearish wedge here in this area with the, of course, 200 daily moving average. So all of this, that was technical reasons that are good enough after such a big move to the upside that we could see a better movement and bigger pullback to the downside. And now on top of it, you get buyer news, very bearish news on buyer, and buyer is one of the biggest DAX components. Buyer was down 12%. After that, here there was bad news about BMW, and BMW and the other auto companies are not so large by index weighting in DAX, but when one has out of them bad news, it will influence the whole auto sector and many companies around them. and with buyer and with the fact that this is going down from larger time frame resistance, all of that contributed to this down movement, and now all of a sudden our bias is not neutral anymore. Our bias could be now until this main support zone could be like a neutral bearish, meaning that we are going to pick a good location for going short. And I have placed these smaller rectangles here just to show you how slowly and methodically price were going down into the main support zone. And when price is going like this, it is more dangerous than going like parabolically hard to the support zone, because then you could expect a hard bounce from it also. But this just breaking one support, then balancing, then breaking that, testing, balancing, breaking, that could have some legs to the downside. And the only reason why we are not lower is the FOMC statement today. And back on the 5-minute chart, so this was really hard to catch, this one here. But when you observe that the sentiment is, like I said, and we have bad news for large companies, and then DAX is leading to the downside, and it is, and still it was and still is the of the biggest indices in the world, currently the one that is the most negative, and much more than other European indices, and more than US indices also, because it was pushed by this news. And you have like this big one to the downside. Now your job is to determine somewhere here to go short. If you didn't go here because market opened there and we are still observing, and this was really hard to catch, to attempt a short from here, because here there was still a chance that market is going to at least test pre-market high, which was inside this zone. So this zone in the middle, basically origin of the down move in regular trading hours, was the only zone that didn't have some additional reference inside it. This one has a confluence with pre-market high, this one has the confluence with the pre-market low. And now you have this, and if you switch to the lower time frames, you will observe that the market broke below this intraday level here, and now just doing this, consolidating inside this pre-market support very near pre-market low. And this is your chance here to go short. I have shown this trade on Twitter with your stop just above this intraday level, aiming for a move to the main support zone. Of course, in this way, because market was, doing this slowly, methodically going down, you could unload bits to this main support zone. And now, because this is a main support, when you observe this movement, you should be really very careful going long there. And if you did go long here with your stop again below the zone, you are going to either close it here on this second test, because this movement can mean that the market is going to test the low end of the zone. I have tweeted in real time about it, and it happened. So either you're long from here, or when you observe this and when you understand the context behind this move and the news that are bad and so on, you could attempt long here, also skipping the front end of the zone and going to the middle or to the back end of the zone. And now you have this and market that is going down from the larger time frame resistance, going down, making bear flag, going down. Yeah, again, this looks like a bear flag, and although this is all still in the range and market is still inside this zone, price action was suggesting that you should really be very careful about these longs, not to be stubborn and to hold. And this should really be closed somewhere around here, this one here or later for break even or for scratch, and this one you could make something on that if you were patient and cautious. And the most aggressive traders would draw some kind of flags here and try to below this intraday level to get into the short again, targeting now this lower zone. So this was the last Friday low, and then we have this as a better zone below. And when you observe this kind of activity, that it is really not going down and the US market was already open, you could, if you were trading this, you could close it somewhere here. So not so easy to read the market in real time and to execute, but sometimes you will get moves like this. And US markets now very close to the FOMC statement. What did they do? They first made classic thing, spring below, overnight low, pulled back above, then again below, and now they are here holding with their fingernails to this here support. And this is very important for them because now they are here, and we will see what is going to happen. So if anything epic is going to happen, maybe I will do another shorter, this time very short video for morning prep, and tomorrow you will get another morning notes and chart with zones. I wish you good trading, stay safe, and see you tomorrow.